What's up guys, I'm PawsBuild and welcome back to our ethical zoo in Planet Zoo franchise mode. Previously we started a reptile house and we're making large exhibits, and we're going to continue that in this video and try and make some nice big exhibits that are as ethical as they can be. Okay, so somehow I managed to confuse the common death adder and the Western Diamondback Rattlesnake, which sounds so similar, so I can completely understand how I've done that. Because the Western Diamondback Rattlesnakes are from the Central America, which is what this area is supposed to be. So we need to put the common death adder on the other area, because they're from Oceania, which you can kind of see here on the little display board, which is cool, and put the Western Diamondback Rattlesnakes in here. And I bet they're going to have completely different environments, so we're going to have to move them over and everything. This is a very young one, but from a breeding program. Cool, that's kind of what we like. So let's get this Western Diamondback Rattlesnake and this one as well, which is a rescue, and have a look at them in the Zoopedia. How long do they live? They live for 17 years. Wow. Oh, and they can get really long as well. 1.4 meters. That's crazy. Sexual maturity is 3 years. So our little one for the breeding program isn't going to be able to breed yet, but that's fine. They can have some time just growing up, seeing the sights before they start breeding. That's absolutely fine. Apparently, our guests think that tickets are underpriced as well, which is great. That's not many. It said many guests think that they're underpriced. We'll maybe put it up to 10 and 5. We'll leave it there and see how that goes. Half price for kids. And in the meantime, I think we should take our animals and put both of our common death adders into the trade center, which will take them out of this habitat. The habitat's going to stay the same, but let's see what the Western Diamondback Rattlesnakes like. Please be very similar. Please, fingers crossed, everyone. Oh my goodness, it is. It's very similar. Oh, okay. That's actually not that bad. We can change that. We just need to raise up the ground a little bit, or we could just copy it over and put something in very similar. But this is very, very, very similar to what we already have. It just needs a couple of cacti and some slightly higher ground, and maybe some different colored ground, because this is a bit darker. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to move the common death adder into the other side of the habitat first, and then we'll make the habitat for these guys in here. Okay, I feel like that's close enough. I'm not sure the color match is quite right, but I feel like it's good enough right now. And we finally have our Western Diamondback Rattlesnakes in there with their little cacti. Oh, there's a rock out here. Need to get rid of that. And then we've got our common death adders have been moved over to the Oceania. Don't know how to say it. That section of the habitat, which over here, we need a glass panel on this side here. Otherwise, they can just climb out, which isn't good. But yeah, they've moved successfully over here. They should have been over here before because they're part of the same region. And we're going to have 2 more animals in here that are going to be in Oceania as well. So they're all going to be in like the same area, which is why I've changed the color of the donation bins as well, because I thought it matched a bit better. And we can have some guest facilities in here, like maybe a shop that sells souvenirs or something like that, and maybe some food or drink. Something, anyway, maybe a toilet, but I don't know. That's kind of a sin in this zoo. Oh, this panel is out of place. Right, let's move that there. And this one as well. There we go, that's better. Now everything's in line. Now our Western Diamondback Rattlesnake is in. I'm gonna pause the game and go to their climate because we need to set their climate. So they're gonna need 50% humidity, which is halfway between 40 and 60. Quick maths. And then 24 to 30, 27 is about right, actually. Yeah, we'll leave it there. So hopefully this'll work now. This will go down. They'll be happy. They're all green. All their welfare is good. Now, there's no animals in there. Ah, okay. No, there are. Okay, that was confusing. One thing we do need to look at is our vet research, because I bet we've done loads. Yeah, we have. Oh, we've almost completed on the giant anteater and the boa constrictor. Right, well, the boa constrictor, now that we've done them, we'll have unlocked. So you can see it says exhibit enrichment. We've unlocked like new layouts. So let's go to the boa constrictors, which are on the left-hand side. Yeah, over here. Now, if we go here, we can see that the layout, we now have options. So we can add in tropical plants and wooden logs. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to add in probably just all of them to make it a bit more, enriched. And then the logs as well. Now this does make it look slightly different to the others, but we could always go back and add in more log enrichment or just like take out the really, really different ones like that. They don't technically need all of them. They get the bonus anyway, so we'll leave it like this for now. They got 80% enrichment now, so we're looking really good. We've got one more research enrichment to get, but I'm sure they'll whip through that and get that done really quickly. It's the level 5 we need, so we'll leave our vets doing that, and then when they've done them, we'll move on to the different exhibit animals and research them all up as well, because we need enrichment all over the place. And then we can, when we've done all the enrichment, maybe we'll come back and just add in all the extra features where we can to the other bits as well, so they still match up. For now though, let's have a little look at our Western Diamondback Rattlesnakes enjoying their new habitat. The Western Diamondback Rattlesnake is responsible for the most snakebite fatalities in Mexico and the USA. The rattle at the end of its tail is used to create warning signals when it's threatened. The snake has a heat-sensing pit behind each nostril that allows it to perceive very slight differences in temperature in the environment, which makes it a formidable hunter. Western Diamondback Rattlesnakes eat only every 2 to 3 weeks in the wild, so they're happy to skip a meal. Despite the snake bites, the presence of the Western Diamondback Rattlesnake is actually beneficial to humans because they keep our rodent levels low. The snake is native to the deserts, grasslands and scrubland of the USA and Mexico, and it's named for the pattern of grey and brown scales on its back. So I realised we completely forgot about our poor common death adder's habitat, so they need to be in probably 27 degrees as well, 23 to 31, yeah, about there. And then 60, 80, they're in 70, so it's fine. The humidity was fine, it's just the temperature. So now they should be good. Oh, goodness. It's really sad to see them looking so unhealthy. Bless. I'm so sorry, common death adders. Oh, and we've got a protester. Okay, look at them though. They're fine. You good? Can you go? I think you can. I think your job here is done. She looks so angry. Oh, the finger. Goodness, she's pointing that finger at us. Okay, the rest of our Oceania section is a bit boring at the minute, so we're going to need to get some more exhibit animals. And we are going to get the Eastern Blue-tongued Lizard and the Eastern Brown Snake. So let's have a look at appeal, sort by that. How old do they live? That's a good question. Right, let's Eastern Blue-tongued Lizard. It's a really long name. They're a least concerned species, which is great. They live for sexual maturity at 2 years. They live for 12 years, so 7's not so bad. We can live with 7.5 for a good appeal one. What's the difference between them? Oh, not a lot though. Okay. We'll go for this one because they're a lot younger. And then same here, actually. We'll go for this one because they're exactly the same, but they're a lot younger. And with the snakes, we're going to get, there's a top female there. We'll get this one. And a top male there. They're both at breeding age as well, which is good. The lizards have a group size of 1 to 2. But the snakes, interestingly, have a group size of 1 to 5. So they could have more. But what I'm going to do is leave them to let them breed. And then we'll let their babies live there. And then we'll do it that way. And we still only have to buy 2. Because they can live in groups of 1 if they want. So they're not particularly worried about it. Now we need to get an animal exhibit. Let's place 2 more of these exhibits. We're going to need to delete a section of path to be able to place the exhibits. Okay, we've got 2 exhibits in here now. Now we can put our animals in here. Let's do the lizards first. I'm going to put the lizards on the back and the snakes on the sides. Let's put the lizards in here. We're going to set their climate to be the right temperature. So it's going to be 27 to 35. We're looking at 31, I think, around there. And then 50 to 60, 55. So that should be good for them. That'll, as we play, that will go down. Perfect. Their welfare's just gone up. And now we can make our exhibit for them. So we started by casing in the exhibit with the New World wooden pieces, and then I used plaster, which I colored to look like sand, and basically just added in any plants or rocks that I thought kind of looked similar to what was already in the exhibit. So it looks like we've extended the exhibit across the whole section. And I'm copying across the education boards, the screens, and the speakers that we've got on the other exhibit next door. And then I'm changing all the information to be about the eastern blue-tongued lizard so that we can educate our guests about them. Okay, we need to add this into the central hub as well. We've got both of these exhibits and the solar panel aren't included in our work zone. So hopefully we've got everything in the central hub right now. That's what we want. Okay, and then our keepers and vets and stuff should be able to access these areas. Ooh, I didn't put barriers on. I need to fix that. You're not allowed to stand in the cacti to look at the lizards. I'm sorry. Okay, that should stop them. I've just sunk them under the ground, the barriers, but they still work even when they're under the ground. And now we need to get these people out of here as well because they're going to get stuck. Okay, I can move them now. I'm going to get them out of there. I think when they're looking, you can't move them, like, because they're interacting with the game. But if they just walk out and they're like, oh, I'm stuck now, then they're... Do you need a toilet, my friend? Yeah, we don't actually have any of those. Right, so let's put in the eastern snake, eastern brown snake in here. And we have a very similar environment, which looks very cool. Ooh, we can see them as well. Hello. Hello. No, I'm getting nothing back. I got a little tongue flick out, but that was it. I think we've got, yeah, we have. Adopt and place 2 different exhibit species. We've got a challenge reward as well. Boom, that's a bit of money. I mean, we don't really need it as much at this point. Look at the dances everyone's doing around. I think they love the toilet. I mean, they would love a toilet. They haven't got one. I've just realized we didn't put any rocks in this habitat, which is like a cardinal sin on this channel. So I'm gonna rectify that right now because I've got loads of rocks. I'm gonna add in more rocks and keep the plants here as well, and then do the same for the other one. Now, one thing I forgot to put in, I've just realized, is lights in all of them. I'm just going to go and add in the New World path lights into all of the habitats. So we've got some more lights in there. Okay, now we've just put them on the end because I feel like it's going to create a bit of difference. Like it's going to have lighter areas and darker areas, and I'm okay with that in the habitat. Like these areas will be a bit darker, but that's, you know, a bit more realistic in that there's going to be trees in real life and things like that, which are going to obscure the sunlight in different areas. And plants, I mean, they're very close to the ground. So I feel like that's probably a good enough area for these guys. I'm going to seal the roof in, make it official by putting the roof on this building here. And then I'm going to add some decorations. And now we've kind of sealed it in. I'm going to do some decorations on the inside and add in some shops here. So we have something that guests can come to here. So let's have a look at what our guests actually want as far as facilities. It looks like they're looking for food and drink and mostly toilets. So food and drink. Let's put in a pizza pen here and a drink. What we're going to go for drink. Maybe we should, do we have coffee yet? No. Is Gulpy Slush, is that a drink? It's kind of a drink, isn't it? So as far as our facilities now, we've got slushies, sodas, water, burgers, and pizza. A nice balanced meal. Let's add that to the work zones. We're going to need them both to be in the central hub. And then they can use the same staff building and everything that's over here. And we're going to build a nice new building for our keepers and our staff room. But for now, this is doing the trick. And if we hit play, they're open for business. Now we do need to give them a door. So let's do that now. And then let's add some general decorations into this area to make it more like Oceania themed. Okay, I feel like that's pretty decorated. We've got to do some stuff here, but we're going to edit this anyway. So I've left that kind of as it is. But I feel like this is getting there. Oh, we need some benches as well. Let's put some benches in. That's going to be here, and we can use the Australian benches. Okay, we've added some benching in now as well, so that should be good. They've got somewhere to sit if they need to. And, oh, maybe we should have put some places to eat instead, because we have got the food here, but we don't really, this isn't really like a food and drinks place. It's like, you can get some food, but then get out. Don't stay in here and eat your pizza in here. Maybe it's not the best place for pizza. Maybe we should have got something else, like baked goods or something. But, hey, it's done now. They're going to grab a slice of pizza, and they're going to leave, and it's absolutely fine. Oh, there's a rock sticking out there that is not absolutely fine. We've got a few bits that are just coming out the back, but we can neaten that up anyway. That's not a big deal. We just need to move this slightly in. There we go. That's good enough. We may just need to put an outer layer on this building anyway and sort it out here, because there's a few bits that are going kind of here and there and everywhere. I'm not going to worry too much about stuff sticking out the top because we're going to put a green roof on at the end. But for now, let's have a look at the eastern blue lizard and the eastern brown snake that we've just added to our zoo. Eastern blue-tongue lizards give birth to live young. And if threatened, the eastern blue-tongue lizard will pull itself up, hiss, and stick out its blue tongue to intimidate predators. It can also detach its tail when it's attacked to act as a distraction. Their tails grow back after they detach them. The eastern blue-tongue lizards have a strong and painful bite and often won't let go of the bitten object. And the adult lizards shed their skin approximately every 6 weeks. That's a lot of cleanup. Okay, we're getting welfare protesters because of the cleanliness of the exhibits over here with the green iguana, and that's probably because we just don't have enough keepers. We've still got one keeper who's doing everything now. We've got quite a lot of animals now. So I'm going to put a new keeper in and assign them to the same central hub. And then hopefully they will get to work on this. We can get our green iguanas, and they've already called the vets. So hopefully, yep, they're going to go right there and clean them straight away. And then if we've at least got 2 keepers. We'll probably need 3, just given the amount of animals we have. I'm going to train up everyone in our staff. But I feel like we're probably going to need a few more. I'm just going to pause and just check that everyone's working on the central hub. See, we've got a few people that need to be assigned, because some of them are just working on their stands or whatever. They need to be working generally. They can float between whichever shop they're working in. It's absolutely fine. And also, we're about to have offspring. Gort's about to give birth. Oh my goodness. I love this part. Here we go. All right, as the sun sets. Who's in favor of calling one of the babies Sunset? Look at you little tot. Oh. Please do keep suggesting names for these little ones. We've got to have some very cute names. Although Felipe is really cute. We've got 2 new babies, a boy and a girl. Well done, Gort. Oh, look at our anteaters running together. I love these guys. They're so cute. All living together in one habitat. Look, what are you guys doing? You just chatting, having a good time. Got the keeper sucking up your poop. That's the life. Look at the little ones walking through the flowers. Oh, they're so cute. Look at them. Hello. Look at them. They're adorable. Eastern brown snakes are the 2nd most venomous snake in the world. And the Latin name for the snake is Pseudonia, which translates to false cobra. Eastern brown snakes hibernate in underground burrows during the winter, and the male brown snakes fight over the females, twisting themselves together tightly and attempting to force the other's head to the ground. The genus of brown snakes is unfortunately the most common cause of snake bite deaths in Australia. I did realize we didn't have any bins in here, so I've just put an Australian bin at the end of each end of the seating, and I'm going to add one in the middle here between the shops. So that people have like a place to throw away their rubbish. And I've just put one at the entrance/exit too. Also, the guests think the ticket price is cheap, so I'm just going to keep upping it by a couple of dollars every time, or a couple of zoo credits. I don't even know what finance this is. Is it dollars? Kind of looks like dollars. And then 6 for kids as well to get them in half price. Ooh, the inspectors arrived. Oh yeah, our entrance is still just kind of a barren wasteland. We'll sort this out. Maybe in the next episode we can get a nicer entrance going. Now we've got some money and it's coming in really well. Like we're getting loads of profit. So it's the zoo is taking off. And now I think we need to do the giant black box in the room, which is our final walkthrough habitat. And that is going to be the Egyptian fruit bats. Now let's have a look at these in the Zoopedia to see the group size that we have. So the group size of 5 to 35, so we need to have at least 5 when we get them. I think there were 6 where we just looked, so maybe we'll just get all 6 of them. Ah, there's only 5. Okay, we'll get all 5 of these before they disappear. And now we have 5 bats. They're going to reproduce as well, so we could just breed more of them. Let's put them in here, and look how it's already transformed. I love these walkthrough habitats. They're so cool. Now I am going to pause the game and do a bit of editing to this because I don't want it to be in this style, like the wireframe. If we go to, I think it's on customize. Yeah, you can change the walls, the floors and everything. So let's sync the wall and ceiling material because we're going to want it the same the whole way around. And we're going to go for glass. And this is going to make kind of like, I guess, a bit of a greenhouse effect, but it's not going to be too warm. We're going to say that there's cooling inside, but it's just going to fit in quite well with the rest of what we're going to do to this building. And we're going to use PV strip curtains for the doors because I think that's kind of the vibe we were going for anyway. Now the climate isn't right for them. They need 21 to 32 degrees. So we're going to put that down to 26. I think that's about halfway. And then if we hit play, we should see that come down and their stats should go green. There we go. And you can see them flying around. Look at them. How cool is that? Let's get the camera on one of them. Look at them. It's so cool. I just think this is awesome, this feature. And when we do more research on them, we can add more things to this area too. So the layout's going to get much cooler. But for now, I think this is just really awesome. And we could probably put some flooring throughout here because I think it could just match what we have elsewhere. I don't know what flooring they'd kind of need, but I feel like it wouldn't be weird to have this flooring throughout. Now we're almost done with this building, but we do need to add something to the roof to make it look a little bit nicer. And as we did over here with our staff building, we're going to do a nice green roof with some local plants and really make this building pop. So we're going to do that now. I've also just noticed that they're trying to look through the back, which is really funny. To solve this, if we just come to the habitats and close window 4, which is the back one, then they won't be able to see through them and they'll stop trying. I don't think any of the others are experiencing that, but that's quite funny. We could always add another layer of wood as well to the outside, because I think there's some areas where it's lined up on the grid. You've got some bits poking through. I may just neaten that up with another layer. Oh my goodness, let's pause. They're about to inbreed. No, stop it. This can't be time to get rid of one of our capybara. No, it's because Carrie is getting older. Well, let's put Carrie on contraceptives for now, because I'm assuming Quandel is, yeah, he's the alpha male, so he's probably her dad? Oh, herd members. Okay. Yeah, I think yeah, let's look at Carrie. We can go into stud book and see who the parents are. Yeah, he's the dad. So definitely don't want to be doing that. That's not good. I don't think she's pregnant though, so I don't think it happened. I think it was going to, and we stopped it. Good zookeepers. Look at the little tot just asleep. Like, how cute is that? Just in the shade, having a bit of a chill out with the sun on them. Like, oh, it's a bit exhausting, so they've just gone for a little nap in the shade. Adorable, adorable. Oh, they're going in the sun now. Where are the parents? They're in the sun. Go pick them up. Okay, we've added a lip of wood around the whole rim of the building, and now we're going to put some plants in. So I'm going to start with a layer of dirt like I did before. Okay, so we've added the mulch. Now we're going to put the flowers in, and we're just going to use the grassland flowers as well from Africa because that's where we are in this zoo. Okay, I feel like we've added quite a lot of flowers now. My only regret is that I didn't put random rotation on when I placed all these flowers, so I am going to go and manually rotate some of them just to put some randomness in there for the daisies. Always make sure when you're placing flowers particularly to leave this random rotation button ticked, because basically if you duplicate it, it'll flip the flowers around to a different orientation so they don't look the same. If you have it left off, and you duplicate it, you'll have exactly the same flowers next to each other. And when you've got loads of them together, you'll never know that these aren't, that these are the same game object, but you can kind of tell with these. So I'm gonna go and rotate some of these randomly just to put a bit more randomness in it and make it look a bit less kind of synthetic. Okay, that's better. They look a bit less uniform now, which is good. Yeah, it's good. Some of these little ones could maybe do it a tiny bit more just when they're kind of grouped together. But I feel like that's generally okay. There's no way you'd know, is there? So we've added a green roof to that, and now I feel like this kind of looks a bit like a greenhouse. That was kind of the vibe I was going for with the plants on either side. I thought was quite cute. So the building hopefully has that general appeal. There are some flowers sticking out of it. I'm going to leave those mostly though. I might push some of them in, but you can't really notice them. I am going to add some decorations onto the outside of the building, particularly around these areas, just to make it look a lot nicer. Okay, the building is finally complete. We've got our critters house, as you guys suggested in the comments. I love the suggestion for a critter house instead of a reptile house, because they're not all reptiles in there, so it's definitely a good idea. And critter was the cutest suggestion, so that's what we've gone with. Now, we still haven't looked at our bats, so I think it's time that we go and find out a little bit about our Egyptian fruit bats. And before we forget, we do need to add in some education into this habitat. So I'm going to put some education stands in the habitat, as well as some education speakers. Okay, now we've got some education in here. The guests can learn about the bats too, which is awesome. And I've seen we've got some more bats as well. I may just get a couple of extras just so we can boost the numbers, because at the minute I think we've got 3 males and 1 female, so I might get a couple. This one's a good bat. I might get a couple more females and then another male. And send the 3 of them in here as well. And then we've got 8 bats, which is a good group size. The Egyptian fruit bat will eat 50 to 150% of its body weight in fruit every night. And they've been known to live in colonies of up to 9,000 bats. The Egyptian fruit bats have an exclusively frugivorous diet and are ecologically important as seed dispersers. They're also a highly vocal species and have been found to have the rudiments of language, communicating about specific topics such as food sources with one another. The Egyptian fruit bats have been heavily researched due to their excellent navigation and echolocation, so hopefully our researchers will just add to the existing research. And I almost completely forgot that we need to add PVC strips to the entrances so that it has like a dual layered entrance, because we've got the one for the bats like in the actual exhibit, but I feel like we need another one just to be safe on both of the external doors as well. And it lets people know, you know, we're keeping the animals safe. It's kind of an ethical zoo. We've got to make sure that we're keeping the animals like well housed, like well contained. So there's no risk of them, you know, even if they did manage to get out, they'd only get into this room and then they'd be stuck here, and the keeper could come and safely put them back in, and calm them down before they actually escaped and were like out of the zoo. And, you know, that would be a bigger problem, especially if they're not in a climate that they're used to. That could be a bigger issue. And I think this area in here would be great for a toilet. I know you guys keep saying about how we need guest toilets, and we absolutely do. And this section here could be a good like guest toilet here. We could have a couple of toilets and then maybe a seating area on the other side. So that is probably a very good addition to the zoo right now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give it a like. It really helps the channel out, and I'll see you in the next one.